Thank you very much, Shalini. And first of all, I want to say thank you to Shalini, who was constantly like following us, despite of our hard, busy schedules in everyday life. But she never forgets us and remind us multiple times until we are here in the room. So thank you, Shalini, and thank you the Geneva Learning Foundation. And I must acknowledge Madam Rosina Mistry, the way she has taken over all the aspects of country Pakistan Scholar team and brought new innovations, brought new spirit, and rejuvenated, motivated, and like we are together. So that's credit goes to Miss Rosina Mistry. So, ma'am, thank you very much once again. And I'm sincerely wishing and hoping that this platform will be utilized, inshallah, in the coming days to strengthen the objectives and outcomes of this Geneva Learning Foundation. And together we can bring whatever we really want and wish. So thank you once again, colleagues. And here I also want to acknowledge the senior colleague, Parvez Yusuf Saab. Wonderful, sir. Your perseverance and your motivation and commitment. You are always there in the front line workers as far as Geneva Learning Foundation and their courses and their programs are concerned. So here another buddy is there, Dr. Mohammad Taimur. He's always very kind and nice person and always chip in. So after the formal welcome and regards to everyone, so now we can proceed further. So Shalini, can you just guide us how we can proceed further and what is expected from us today? Shalini, I'm sorry, I cannot hear.
Those who want to share their stories, success stories from Pakistan, and the work that they have done in the scholar projects, what has been implemented, you can share your stories here, which are compelling. And Imran, you can invite people to join the panel. Remember that the maximum number of people who can join the panel are 8. So over to you, Imran.
Shalini, thanks. First of all, I already started with the success story that Ms. Rosina Mistry has already brought. So let's listen more from the colleagues, and yes, we can wait for other colleagues who could join. Still, we have vacancy in our room. So first of all, let's listen something from Parvez Yusuf Saab. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Imran and Shalini. I have a success story. I think I have already shared with the team and regarding the problem we were facing. You have already mentioned about the TCV, and we are also with you with the bivalent OPV in TCV also. So no doubt there is a difference between your target population and our target population, but we are collaborating on that the campaign. So I don't know this is the exact the appropriate forum where I should give my success story, or but still I would love to share that we have learned in a couple of years from Geneva Learning Foundation and brought our confidence level, especially mine, because before that I was unable to write a couple of pages, but since we joined this foundation, and now I can easily write 10 to 20 pages of a project, and that gives me confidence also. And I'm happy that in Pakistan also my project, which I shared with the EPI team, and I think I shared with Imran Qureshi also, they have started implementing some parts of that. Maybe not complete, but majority of the that project have been started implementing in Pakistan, also in different parts. So I will go to directly to the success story that after learning and after the experience with the foundation, uh, w- uh, we were providing the buffer stocks to the vaccination teams at the UC level, at the district level, provincial, because we receive it from the, you can say, supply division at a different rate, and we supply to the district and UC level at a different rate. But usually we were having a problem with the districts that they were demanding more vaccine during, after, and sometimes before the campaigns, even if we provide them 15% buffer, especially for the type 2 containing vaccines. This was the, you can say, problem for us. So then we initiated a, you can say, plan that we will distribute at 18% as a whole for the provinces. But for the district level, it will be 15% buffer stock. So the rest will be stored at the provincial level, and sorry, teams will get buffer stock for vaccine at 15% rate. We conducted the trainings, and we supplied, and we implemented this plan. And Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy that in the last campaign we have conducted with Trivalent in Pakistan, NID, and we implemented this plan and successfully got the feedback that this time there was no demand from any province regarding more supply of the vaccine. Whatsoever they required, they managed it with their provincial buffer stock that was supplied around 3%. So this is the my success story, and that's all. If any questions, so I will be ready to answer.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you very much, sir. And now I see Dr. Kamal Khaja has also joined us. So warm welcome to you, ma'am. And I believe a few more colleagues are around. Maybe they find some difficulty in joining. I saw Kasser from statistical department, who is our well-known scholar. He is probably also trying to join us. So colleagues, warm welcome once again. And I also have a couple of stories to share, but can we share by using the sharing screen, so that it would be a good idea that we could also share by our screen. So screen sharing is always a good option. So I'm gonna screen sharing, and definitely can Shalini, you help us how we can share the screen?
So
there's
you
a screen on your moderation
Yes.
panel.
Yeah,
There is a
is.
screen. There is a screen with a red flash below. So just click on it, and then
So there is-
click on share.
There is written share
Yeah.
screen. So I need to press this one.
Yes, you click on that, and then you go to application. Choose application, and
Okay.
keep your slides open. First,
Okay,
open
okay.
your slide.
Thank you. I believe now you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much,
And
colleagues.
request to the panelists, every time they stop speaking, they can mute themselves.
Okay. So colleagues, please keep your mics muted. So thank you very much.
sound, Imran?
You can listen me? I'm sure now you can listen me. Is it that? I'm audible or no? Okay,
Yes,
thank you
yes.
very much, sir. As Dr. Pervez Yusuf said, that there are a lot of stories here and there. All the scholars have definitely a lot of success stories, but putting them together on page is always very difficult. And Geneva Learning Foundation has helped us to address this. We could say like a lack of ability to put things together on a page. So let me share a few more success stories, and then we can like discuss much more. So you can see from here, this is the district level story coming up from district Bahawalpur. You know, Bahawalpur is one of the big district area wise in southern Punjab of Pakistan. So you can see prevention is better than cure, and the title was protected together. So he claims that vaccines work. And he is basically one of the very talented person called Dr. Zakir Ali. He is district surveillance coordinator for the EPI program and for other VPDs. So the district in 1991 was having merely 43% fully immunized coverage. So the district is too much challenging. We all know this district. The district has 2/3 made up of the well-known Cholistan desert, starting from India and going towards the Punjab and continuing from there on into the Sindh. And there is the riverine belt, the nomadic population, and cumbersome track to cover. So in this difficult district, the coverage was merely 43% in 1991, and a lot of people were suffering from VPDs. But the guy who was Dr. Zakir Ali, he was appointed as a medical officer at one of the basic health unit there in Bahawalpur. The BA Union Council was Jalalabad, and thereon he was so motivated that he started thinking and analyzing the data that since the safe and effective vaccine is available, why people are getting too much vaccine preventable diseases. So this inspired him, and he continued his zeal and zest, worked very hard, just continued working on various aspects and started moving upward. And now he is at the district level and bringing things together, not only for his own district, but also from rest of the districts of the South Punjab. The new Southern Punjab Secretary Health has shown a lot of trust on his capabilities. And he is not only putting things together for immunization program, but he is also doing wonderful, wonderful job for other preventive programs. So now the district South Punjab, in many of the districts, the coverage is still not too good. But obviously, more than 80%, we believe. And now the district Bahawalpur has achieved 91% full immunization coverage, which is just tremendous. So that doesn't happen in days or two, but definitely it requires a lot of motivation, support, and continuous working on capacity building, on monitoring, on cold chain, and on HR, so many other aspects. So thanks to Dr. Zakir, that because of his hard work, because of his vision, because of his will, he find a way to improve things together in the district. So that was the one success story I want to share. I would listen from other colleagues, then I'll share again. So over to Ms. Rosina Mistry.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Imran. I mean, you are a true leader because the way you encourage your team, I mean, it seems they have done so much, whereas I haven't done anything. But thank you for giving your credit to me. I basically attended only last program. And as I have already mentioned that I am a consultant. And so I have my success stories from this scholars program. And one of the, because I was working as the director at Aga Khan Health Service, and I was responsible for 214 health facilities across the country. So there was one model that we had applied over there, which I really found very helpful. And subsequently, I have used that in other setting also. This was basically where there are very hard to reach union councils in 10 high risk districts. And so we decided to reach out to that fifth child which is out there, and we were really worried that we are not able to do much for them, and there were many reasons for it. One of the reason was that petrol cost is very high, so vaccinator used to find it very difficult to reach that area, and whenever they would go, there was a lot of a refusal from there, etc. So basically, with the model, I will just share with you the model, and maybe in future I would also document it for others. What we did was, this was under the Gavi's funding that we did that. What we did was an innovation, and what that innovation was, that we said to the community organization that was already present in that area, we said to them that they were not working in health, but we said we will train you, we will build your capacity, but what we want you to do is to make sure that not just in vaccine, because when they hear vaccine, then they think, oh, why is this vaccine being promoted, and what are the side effects, etc. But we said it's for mother and child health. So we then said that in different milestones targets. So the first target was to register all the families who are living in their union council, and we said that we want to know how many families, who is the head of the household, and how many children, and how many children are below 5 years, and how many are below 2 years. And so that was the first time, and we said in return we will give incentives to these workers via community organization, and there will be some funds, which was very nominal, actually very, very nominal. I mean, so nominal that you will be surprised that for one family registration, we said we'll give you 10 rupees, okay, and 5 rupees would go to the community organization for their support. And in that way, we got all the families registered in that area. And the second step was actually to say to them that, do height and weight against age, and also find out how many women are pregnant in that area, and give us that data on that form that they had filled. So that was the next step. And the third step was to actually find out how many families actually have vaccination register, the card, and not many had that. In fact, very few had that. So we said, okay, fine. So community organization, if you enable us to get 80% of the children who are, like in the age group to be vaccinated, you'll get this much incentive. If it is 50%, it will be this much incentive, and community health worker will get the money for that work. So based on that, we were so surprised that within no time, I mean, in that area, like everybody was just thinking about getting mothers registered and children registered. And, when the vaccinator was supposed to come, because their incentives were linked to the vaccinator. So, if the vaccinator was late, then somebody from the community would go and on a motorcycle and will get them from that place to come here, because it was all about, race against the time, that, who is the winner and who will, whether they finish it in time. And that was such a fantastic, experience that we had. And this is not something new. We do it in northern areas in Chitral all the time, where actually community organizations help us in reaching to every child. So basically, this was in, short, was the story that I wanted to share with you. But now I'm working as consultants on many different projects, and somewhere immunization is always there, because I believe in integrated projects. But that was a very powerful experience that I couldn't forget, and I felt that I would share with you all. So thank you from my side.
So thanks a lot. Indeed, it was nice experience sharing, and we learned from each other. So this is coming up right from the rural setting, and from difficult working areas and different aspects. But thanks that you managed it very wonderful, and you motivated the colleagues over there. So now I would request colleagues for any questions if they have, so we can discuss few of the questions, and then we continue sharing our more experiences. So Shalini, can you just guide us how much time we have today?
You have about 10 minutes, after which the sessions are going to start. The other sessions will start.
The country session will close and then the other session would start. Is it that?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Shalini. For if that is the like situation, then I would request quickly. We have joined another young man, Mubashir Jamil. So welcome, Mubashir, and let's listen something from Tamur, obviously, and then I want to share another success story. Over to you, Tamur, quickly if you want to add.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. First of all, sir, I would like to thank the TGLF team and you all being part of the Pakistan team, scholars team. The biggest success story is that through the platform of TGLF, we were all able to, learn about the use of digital training media, Zoom and other platforms. And that was a great success because when the pandemic came, the COVID came, nobody knew what to do because we had to do different interventions. And for that, digital media was essential to be used. And where people were confused how to use Zoom and other softwares, already using them thanks to TGLF. To share a story, like after 5 years, after 5 months gap due to pandemic, we didn't had polio campaigns in Pakistan. So that was a very big challenge as I was then posted in Sindh. And the biggest challenge was that to train the people because we had new revised tools for the polio campaign. And we had only a time of 14 days to train the people to ensure logistics. And at the same time, we were supposed to ensure the SOPs for the COVID-19 during the trainings. So what we did was, by using this digital media Zoom, we just trained our district staff, and later on the trainings were cascaded at the town level. And later on, wherever we had the WHO, UCPO staff, the UC polio officers, we just, trained them. And by the virtue of this Zoom, we were able to cascade all the trainings, social distance was maintained, and we had the proper time to just cascade everything, and it had a really great impact, and we did not suffer much. And since then, we are having the same digital trainings there for the polio frontline workers as well. Thank you very much, sir. And I would request that there is a success story from Dr. Saiba from Karachi, Dr. Kaval. She wants to share a story regarding TCV as well. Thank you.
Wonderful, Tamur, and nice and crisp. So Dr. Sindhu Almas is with us also, and Mr. Ahmed Naveed Nusrat has also joined. So warm welcome, colleagues, to you. So Dr. Kaval, quickly let's turn around to you. If you have that success story and experience, please share.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I basically want to share about the experience when I joined at Gulbagh town in District Central. We were having a typhoid conjugated vaccine campaign, and it was planned for 12 days, and we had to reach out to the different schools, and the target was more than the target which we usually have for the polio campaigns. Like in polio, we have under 5 years of age children, and for this TCV, we had to manage below 15 years of age at a school level and in outreaches. So there was a shortage of vaccinators in the field. Like we had to manage so many vaccinators to reach out to each and every school and manage such a huge target. So our one of the district health officer, he suggested very good thing that we can manage this by arranging nursing students. So what we did, that we went to the nursing schools and we tried to call them on board and trained them for vaccination. And we were able to manage such a huge target in a shorter period. And results were almost up to 95%. So this is the basically, I just wanted to share because in Punjab, I know right now is going on a campaign from, I think 13th of Feb on conjugated vaccine. I thought it might help in, might be helpful in arranging such a huge number of vaccinator. Secondly, I would like to share about the vaccine. Most of the time, we face a lot of challenges getting like convinced refusals for polio vaccine. So during this COVID-19, people are also thinking that with this polio vaccine, we are going to administer virus for the COVID. So they were very much reluctant initially when these campaigns were started in August, and people were saying that we are not getting these vaccines because you will administer COVID-19 virus with this vaccine. So they were very much afraid, but with trust building and communication, and mostly the thing which was very important was like when we speak to them to their own language and try to convince them, so they were agreed for this point. Because of the shortage of time, I tried to share my two of the experiences in this program. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to come on this platform.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Kamal, and nice listening to you. Colleagues, it is just a nice experience, and I saw a lot of comments, very positive comments. Haba Bukhari is there, and then we have a lot of other colleagues. Gulfam Hussain is there, appreciating other colleagues. Then the colleagues from other countries, they're also like joined us, and they're also appreciating. So Shalini is always guiding us and ringing the bell that we need to get hurry as we are approaching to the end point of this session. So now I want to share another success story. So I'm sure like you would like it. Although again you would say it's from Punjab again, but you know, we put things together and collect things together. How Punjab is being different in immunization coverage as compared to the rest of the provinces. So I try to collect things together in this success story. So I will just walk you through very quickly what were those factors which make Punjab a different province in respect to immunization coverage in comparison to the rest of the country. So you could see here the demography of the province, which I already described briefly, that the province is already more around 120 million now, the population. And we are having 9 divisions, 36 districts, 5 mega urban districts, and the union councils are more than 3,550. The immunization coverage is, you can see over here, is improving day by day. And let us PDHS and DHS survey confirmed, and another survey, mixed survey, has confirmed that we have already crossed benchmark of 80% fully immunized children coverage. But right now, the latest surveys are giving us very high coverage. Nutritional survey and another survey conducted for the DLI verification by Aga Khan, they are like giving a figure around 90%, which is too much encouraging for all of us. So Punjab is the introduction of rotavirus and other vaccines, DTP and MR vaccines, that is around the corner now. So steps taken to improve the immunization service delivery. First of all, the political commitment. You know, program has shifted from the like PC mode side, contractual side, towards the regular government program. Then there is a lot of new vaccinators are being hired. Almost the strength of vaccinator would become double in a couple of months, I would say. Then system strengthening, we are working on a lot. Monitoring and evaluation, you know, this is the key area of success in Punjab. So worked a lot. Then, you know, VPD surveillance, first time in the history, we achieved all the measles case-based surveillance indicators in consecutive 2 years, 2019 and 20. Pakistan is the first province to start with measles risk assessment tool, using the international tool, and then convincing other provinces to follow these tools together. So the turnaround factor was evax. You know, technology was used for the vaccinators' attendance. Basically, the low coverage was attributed mainly because we were thinking that the vaccinators are not going to the field. So since vaccinators are not going to the field, they are not vaccinating the children. So just to track their attendance and just to track their performance, EVAX 1 and 2 was launched in 2014 and 16, which brought a revolution in the country. So this was the basic idea. And, you know, Zindagi Mahfouz was also piloted in a couple of districts, but the main yardstick was EVAX. Then polio eradication initiative and bringing PI-EPI synergy together. And then accountability. we people held accountable the colleagues who are not like performing well, whether they are like government side or whether they are the partner side. Demand creation, working very hard on all the demand creation aspects. And you could see that these are very few basic important steps on which like the province worked, and government has showed a lot of ownership and oversight, and now the province has improved a lot in terms of routine immunization coverage. So that was a bit about Punjab. I believe that this is not just all. We will continue moving forward. And this time, I must say that enhanced outreach activities, so many other things, and the other things in the rest of the provinces are also like improving fast. And now the country improving as a whole in terms of routine immunization coverage. The province Punjab also remained polio free for a couple of years, I must say. And now, inshallah, we will be very soon polio-free country in the world again, inshallah. And Punjab has successfully been validated for maternal and neonatal tetanus elimination. Over from my side, and now I would ask again Shalini how much time we are left, and then we will wrap up. So Shalini, if you are around, kindly confirm how much time we are left. I guess Shalini is not around. So let's go and listen something from Mubashir Jamil. Mubashir, can you just speak up?
Assalamu alaikum. Sir, how are you? How are you all? Firstly, sir, a bit busy in TCV campaign, microplanning. It's a bit difficult and new task for me. Please carry on if you don't mind.
Very much, Mubashir. I can understand that you are just a couple of days to start the TCV campaign in your district. So best of luck for that reasons. So listen, few words from Ahmed Naveed Nusrat. And Pulanfo is with us, and he is just appreciating and acknowledging Pakistan efforts. So thank you very much, Pulanfo. We all know that how much like important role you have played for this Geneva Learning Foundation and bringing the scholars together. So thank you, Pulanfo. So I think that Ahmed is finding a little bit difficulty in joining, maybe some connectivity issues. These things are always there as far as such virtual sessions are concerned. So again, I would go back to Rosina Mistry. Ma'am, if you want to say something.
Yes, in my 25 years of work with Afghan Health Service, and then I was the Global Civil Society representative at Gavi, So there was a time when there was almost like competition. I just remembered that because you shared the story from Punjab, where countries were challenged to their success stories with Gavi Secretariat, and we were told that it would be printed in their newsletter, particularly on the civil society section, which is also on the web. And I remember that I was sitting in at that time in Geneva, attending this meeting, and they said that we haven't had any story from Pakistan. And I immediately wrote to Dr. Miss Lubna, who was the head of the CHIP Foundation, and I said to her, what are CSOs doing and other organizations are doing? Please call EPI, tell them to share with us success stories with pictures. And I remember that in like half an hour, I had like 15 different stories coming out and with pictures. And I immediately forwarded to Gavi, and Seth Berkeley was, still is the CEO. He was the CEO at that time also. And when he heard that we had 15 stories from Pakistan, and none other countries had actually that kind of story sharing. One of our story was posted on the cover page also. So then you said that, Pakistan is really doing a good job.
That is so soothing to the ears, and a lot of success. So keep up the good work. So colleagues, we have received the final call from the admin that we have to close the country group session, and let's go to the main stream conference. So I must acknowledge all the efforts of all the scholars, and let's put things together. So you can open up your mic and say hello, hi to everyone, and let's leave the session and go to the main conference. So thank you from my side.